everybody. It is Friday, May 31st, 6:09 a.m. and we're on our way to Albertsons. We're going to be shopping for two different people, getting 17 items, and we're going to get paid $19.97. So let's head on over to Albertsons. I had an idea this morning to do a topic about budgeting and money management, but I haven't figured out how to come up with syncing my talking points with my graphics that I created, because I can't look at my graphics while I'm driving because it's not safe. So I would have to go on memory to tell you guys what is showing up in the graphic, and so that's not safe. So I'm like, well, how could I do it? And I guess I could just talk in generalities based on memory of the graphics. So let's do a little test and see how it goes if I do it right now. Let's see. So I'm gonna put up the graphic next to me, and I was talking about money management and just the basics of money management. I thought that would be a good starting point for me to do it. So you can see in the graphic, all I'm talking about is the first one I think is like income and expenses, and just talking about how you have to regularly track your income and your expenses. And you break your income and expenses down into things that you your income into, of course, all the things all the money that comes in every month, every quarter, or every year, however you want to break it down. But it's best to break it down monthly, even if the money comes in quarterly or every year, so that way you can spread it out over a 12-month period, because I think that's the most normal way people do things. They spread things out over a 12-month period on their calendar. So, because that's usually how your expenses come in. So if you put your income in that time kind of framework, it works out good. So then I was just talking about expenses, and there are two different types of expenses. They're the expenses that you have to pay no matter what, like your rent or your mortgage, your car payment, your insurance, your health insurance, credit card bill, whatever they are, whatever your expenses are that you got to pay. You're going to be in deep trouble if you don't pay them. And then there's the ones that are the non-required expenses, those expenses that you do impulsively. You feel like a cup of coffee today. You want to treat yourself to something. Some things that you just feel like you deserve because you're a hard worker, because you're doing it. You need something that's going to relieve that stress, to make you feel like all your hard work is something that you deserve, that has paid off, and you deserve whatever the heck that is. Maybe you feel like, you deserve to go on a trip to Hawaii because you worked hard. Or maybe you feel like, you deserve that designer purse because, gosh darn it, you worked hard and you earned it. Whatever that is. Those are non-required expenses. So you've got to put those down. So that's how you break up your budget. And you have to break it into monthly. So you got to figure out, like, even if you buy yourself, let's say you every month, every 3 months or every 6 months, you like to go, let's say like you like to go to an amusement park. Well, you got to put that in and break it down what the cost would be per month, because you're trying to break everything down into monthly expenses. So if it costs you, $200 to go to your amusement park, you went and had a grand old time, break that down, divide it by 12, and that's your monthly expense for going on that amusement park adventure that you would do every year. So you have to break it down like that, and that helps you to figure out your expenses that are going to and the same thing with the required ones. Try to break them down into monthly expenses, and that helps to catch things as you go, so you're not end up with a shocking surprise every so often. So that's what I did. And then what did I do? See, this is what's so hard because I can't see the graphics. I think there's 4 of them. So then the other one was about savings. So every month you got to save money. And this is the part people don't like. You got to save money because someday you're gonna be old. I mean, unless you're like, something's gonna happen to yourself at a young age. Most people are gonna live. I mean, women, they live to about, usually it's an average of about 80 to 85 on average, and men it's usually about 75 to 80. So you've got to plan for that time, and you're not going to be working. Most people at that age, it's very rare that age group is actually working. And if they are, they're working not the same high paying jobs they did before. So you have to figure out, like, what am I going to do? So you should always be saving. And it's not just for retirement. You also should be saving for emergencies, because emergencies happen all the time. So you got to think about things that could happen to, like your property. So it could be your car, it could be your house, it could be anything that relates to property that you use all the time and it has to keep functioning. And if it stops functioning, you immediately have to get it taken care of, because it will completely make your life come to a grinding halt. So those things have to be budgeted too. And so you have to look into your past to do those. You have to say, so what happened last year? And then what happened the year before that? Just say, what could happen in the future? And you kind of have to do like a random assessment for that. And I don't know if those emergencies usually cost you $1,000 every year, $5,000, $10,000. Those things really vary. It just depends on your circumstances. And then you've got to break out that into a plan to save up that money, because that could happen at any point. And it's not just that. You also have to plan for medical. Now, hopefully you have health insurance. And you have to plan for the deductible, because most people have a deductible. So you should have the deductible squirreled away somewhere, earning interest, and possibly even put like in a 90-day CD or a 1-year CD or something that's earning interest. So that way, should the emergency come up, you can take that money out of your short-term investment and pay for that deductible. Because and then while that money is sitting there, it's earning interest, so it's actually making you money. So so those are the different aspects that I want to talk about. But see how hard it is to discuss when you're driving. But I made the graphics, so I hope you enjoyed them. And let me know in the comments if you liked it, because I think that it's fun to talk about different topics, but they're topics that often require a graphic. And then I can make the little chart that I can put up next to me, and I can talk about it. All right, moving on. All right, we are approaching Albertson, so I think I can activate the shopping list. Yep, it's activating. All right, let me turn on my screen recorder here. Whoops. And then press next. And now I've sent the customer a message letting them know that I'm about to do their shopping experience. And I had an option whether or not to send that or not, which is different. I was like, oh, I don't have to send it. It's just a suggestion. I prefer to send it. That way I know they're going to be available if there's an emergency. But I hope they don't start chatting with me. That's always obnoxious. So let's see what we're shopping for, and let's really go quick, because I'm already here. So I'm just looking for you know what. And they don't have it, so there's no heavy stuff. All right, let's get in there. We got everything that was on the list. The problem really just had to do with the app. They've done new things to the app that I'm sure DoorDashers all across America are really upset about. So let me back up here for a second. Let me see if I can. There's a guy unloading his groceries behind me and I don't want to knock him down. So I have to make sure I'm always paying attention when I'm backing up rather than chatting. All right, we're on our way. We got 5 minutes to get there, 1.8 miles. That's a leave at the door. That's about it. So the problem is that the app has a new feature that every time, if you're shopping for more than one person, every time you scan the item, there's a window there's a menu that pops up, a screen that pops up, and it says, put this is for order A or this is for order B. Keep the order separate. And then you have to click OK every single darn time. And that is irritating because that's another time suck. So I did not like that. I did not like that screen popping up for every single item I scanned, because there could be 20, 30 items sometimes. And if that's multiple people, well, that's a pain. It's like before, it used to just flash. It would say, this is for order A, this is for order B, and it would disappear. Oh no, I guess I've had so many problems probably with people not putting the orders in the right places. So they really want to make sure that people know, so to avoid that problem. So anyway, for us people that always do it right, it's an annoying thing. For people that do it wrong, I guess it's helpful. And then let's see. Oh, and then they got this new thing now, like this happened yesterday, where you can scan a barcode on your phone and it will pay for the purchase. So you don't have to use your red card, your physical card that the DoorDash people give you. It's called the red card. And so some places don't have that feature. Like this Albertsons did not have that feature. There was no button that was called scan and go. So I could not use that feature. So I had to bypass that and then go to the menu to say just use the red card. Another time suck. But I guess once I get used to it, now that I know it's there, I'm prepared. But this was the first time, so I was just you have to read. You have to read what it says because it's the first time you're seeing it. So you can't you don't automatically know what it means and you just skip it or move through it. Like with anything, when something's new, it slows you down. So I had to deal with that, but there wasn't too major of an issue, so I got through it just fine. And it was funny, the customer A only ordered one item, and it was just a tub of butter. I was really surprised. I'm like, I can't believe this person only ordered one item, and it's just a tub of butter. So I don't know if that's the customer I'm going to now or not. I don't know. Ooh, I want to make the light. That's a miracle. Right, let's see here. We still got like 0.3 miles to go, but you might as well see this neighborhood. We're deep up in Anthem. We're up over here at the top of the hill, at the top of the map. Or is it the bottom? Because we're as far south as you can get before you just enter nothingness, before you enter like the desert. So this is like the last neighborhoods, although they're still building, they keep expanding. This used to be the end, but they keep building out. I don't know how far they're gonna go. Probably eventually one day there'll be no more desert, it'll all be houses. But yeah, these houses are just okay, and there's no gate, there's no worried about gate codes or anything like that. So we're just flowing it in. And it's quiet up here because there's not a lot of people that will come over here unless you live here. There's not a lot of thoroughfare because it's at the edge. So I'm sure a lot of people like it because it's quiet. I don't think I would like it. I like to be close to a lot of different things. Okay, it's coming up here on the right. Let's see, not this house. Let's see, is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. All right, let's make sure we drop off the right set of groceries. Put my hazards on. It's just the tub of butter that I'm dropping off. All right, well, the next one's gonna be 4 minutes from here, 1.8 miles. It's a leave at the door. It says to use a certain address. If it doesn't come up, please don't ring the bell. So that was it. So that's kind of cryptic. That means there's potentially some difficulty in dropping off. I think it pretty much just said if this address shows up as it doesn't exist, use this other address, which is nearby and usually works. I think that was the gist of what they were trying to say in their message. So that probably means it's a new community more than likely, and that's probably why they put that information. So it's no big deal, I hope. Fingers crossed. People are always in a hurry. This guy is like behind me, wants to tailgate. I can tell. He's trying to be polite, but I can sense that he's in a hurry. Everyone's in a hurry in this town. It's like nobody can take their time. Everybody's like, time is money, get out of my way. I'm in a hurry. I got no time to deal with you. Oy. Well, sorry, you're going to have to wait. I hope you're not making a right turn, because I have to be right here. Oh, doing all these deliveries, sometimes it reminds me of my grandpa and my grand uncle. And they used to do deliveries too, before the days of the internet. Way back, I would say, oh my gosh, I would say they used to do it in probably the 1930s. Boy, that makes me feel old that I know people that did stuff in the 1930s. Yeah, in the 1930s, they used to gather up all the produce and drive it up to Needles. Needles, California. They would drive produce up there. And even now, Needles is like a nothing town. But so you can imagine what kind of town Needles, California was back then. It's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like the closest town is like, I think is Barstow, I think is the closest town that people would know. And that's that town that's halfway between LA and Vegas that most people stop off just to use the restroom. So I guess they're in the way back in the olden days. Oh wait, you can't see me looking at the camera. I was like, wait a minute, you guys can't even see me. You're just looking at the road. Way back in the olden days, people used to, the big means of transportation was the railroad back in the day. Freeways were still not in existence yet. There was barely even any safe roads that you could take to get anywhere back in the 30s. The 30s was actually the impetus. The Great Depression was the impetus to create highways and freeways because people needed jobs, and I guess the leadership at the time, who I don't know, I don't remember the names. Maybe it was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Maybe, I don't know. So leadership at the time determined it was best for the country to start spending money and creating these programs that would help America become, what it is today, build all the infrastructure, like the Hoover Dam and all that stuff. All this stuff was happening. That was their internet boom. That's how they went from stressing about how terrible life was to just all of a sudden things boomed, especially after World War II. Things really exploded in prosperity. So that's where you get and those are the people that created the baby boomer generation. So history is very weird, especially as I'm getting older, because I'm starting to be the person that lived through history. Oh, it's coming up here on the right. Hang on. Okay, we're going up a hill. Let's see if we can. Oh, this community has been here a long time. I'm looking for it. It's saying it's here, but maybe this is what they were talking about.
Additional instructions are provided in the Dasher app.
This is probably what they were talking about, how you can't find it. look on this other map, because yeah, they're right, it's not here. So we've got to turn around here and look at street names, because we're not seeing it. Yep, we're definitely not seeing it. So let's go to the street sign. That's always very helpful if you can get to a street sign. This street is called Del something. Oh, it's not the street. That's what the problem is. We're not on the right street. So we've got to stop and go back to his message, and he is correct. What they had said. It says, please use this address. If it doesn't come up, please use this address. What? Please, what? Please use this number. If the address doesn't come up as a place, please don't. What? This is so confusing, because that's the address they put in. All right, well, we're in a mystery. Hold on. And of course, we got I entered the address into Google Maps, and apparently where DoorDash was telling us to go was incorrect. Oh, and so now the navigation is going goofy, absolutely goofy. It's trying to figure out, like, what the heck am I doing? It's like, what are you doing? You're completely in the wrong place. Yes, we're completely in the wrong place. We are half a mile away from from where we're supposed to be. So, yeah. So, yeah, there's that situation. This is just a part of the job. The crap that happens is just what happens. Oy, oy, oy. But what's funny is that the address that they said to use, like, if this address doesn't work, use this address. And you know what was funny is that it's the exact same address. The address that they put is exactly the same. Okay, so now we're coming up to a place that's totally different. So let's see if this is going to be correct. Oh my gosh, we still have 0.3 miles to go. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I've seen it all. Every day is always something with this job. And this is the part where they're like, yeah, and that's why we don't pay you per hour. We just pay you for whatever assignment we give you. And if they do pay you per hour, they pay you so little that it's not even worth getting paid per hour. Boy, was the navigation wrong. And I bet you anything it's going to say too, when I try to drop off, it's going to say you're not in the right place. All right, let's pay attention to the sign. Yep, there's the street name. So we are now in the correct place. I'm sure this happens to them all the time. That's all done, and I just accepted our next one. It's gonna be Starbucks. It's a $4 offer, which we don't normally take because, you know, it's so low. But it's only 1.1 miles, and we're deep up here in Anthem, and the odds that we're gonna get anything good is slim to none. So let's go get it. once that was ready, it was good to go right away. Oh dear, don't crush it. Don't crush it. Right, and there's no internet here, of course. And so this is where I have to go into the DoorDash thing and type in through Google Maps the address. 0.3 miles from here. Start the navigation. All right, let's just go. I can't confirm the pickup because it's just spinning. So, luckily I've downloaded Google Maps onto my phone. And that's another tip. Make sure that you download Google Maps onto your phone, so if you're in a situation where you have no internet, you can still use Google Maps to get where you need to go. You can just input the address if you have it. Sometimes you don't, and then you're screwed. But DoorDash has a little feature where you can access the address. It's like under the settings. It's some kind of floating widget, I think it's called, a floating dasher widget. I think that's what they call it. And that pops up. At least on an Android phone they have it. In the meantime, let me see if I can confirm yet, or if it's still spinning. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's going. Now I don't know what navigation to use. I don't want to get into an accident. It's saying turn right on this street, and it's so close now. Oh boy. Oh, here's a stop sign. Let's see if I can exit out of that and then go to the other one. Now watch what will happen. It'll be where the app doesn't work. Oh no, it's working. Sometimes you have to be a little pragmatic sometimes and prepare for the worst. As we get, because I'm just a few feet from this destination. Okay, there we go. Now you can see what's going on. We're here in the neighborhood looking for this place. And here the address is, okay. It's probably going to be this house here, house on the left. Oh, okay. It's a different house. I always think it's going to be the same customers. No, it's the house here on the left. This little haunted looking house. Let's go. Well, that's done, delivered, and now we got nothing. But the good news is that we've been going for about an hour now, and now we're making over $20 an hour. If you take a look at the total, you'll see we're well over the $20 mark. So that's good news. Of course, the bad news is that we're up here in Anthem, and so the odds that we're going to get anything else is not very high. But I have to head back towards the shopping center that we were at least in that general direction, because that's really the only opportunity that we would have to get something. Oh, and it's a one-way coming up, so I'm going to probably have to go the opposite direction away from the shopping center, which is fine. There's also going the other way. I think there's a breakfast place, and there's Jack in the Box and something else, and there's a guy up here, and he just decided to stop right in the middle of the road, right in the middle of the darn road. It's like, what do you want me to do? It's like, why don't you, how about you pull over? How about you pull over to the right or to the left and not stop in the middle of the damn road? Oh man, people have no fucking people have no courtesy. Oh, it makes me mad. Come on, people. Let's get with it. Let's get with it, all right? Jeez. All right, so my best bet is to turn around. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn around and head back towards Albertsons, because I do not want to go further from home. My objective is to get as close as possible to making my way back home and not going too far out of my way, just in case nothing else comes in, which that's highly likely. Super highly likely. In fact, oh, we got another Starbucks. $4.47 for 1.2 miles. Well, I guess I'll accept it. Okay, accepting. We're accepting all these lowball offers because the miles are super short and there's nothing up here and we're desperate. So back we go again to the same place we were at to pick up another coffee and drop it off someplace. I don't know where. Someplace nearby, I guess. 1.7 miles. All right, let's go get it. I'm leaving DoorDash running in case something better comes along, and then I'll just dump this Starbucks then. Because we can't take too many of these $4 ones, because even though they're quick, mathematically they don't add up. Like even if you're able to do 3 of them, or even 4 of them, that's only adds up to about $16 and change an hour. So they're not profitable at all. They're just meant to be like gap fillers between larger orders. So this, the fact that we're doing 2 in a row is not very advisable. But miles wise for us, it's good. It's not good for making money, but it's good for miles. It'll help us to get the good money to mile ratio built up in the car. All right, the order's in the car and we're on our way. It's 0.8 miles, a house, meet at the door. If no one opens the gate for you, I will come to the gate. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be another time suck. Great. I thought there were no apartments up here, but I guess there is. Oh boy. Sometimes when you win, you lose. You win and you lose. This is just this job. So let's see, have we had any other time sucks this morning? Yesterday's was really bad. We went to so many guard gated communities yesterday that it messed us up. We lost so much time being stuck at guard gates. It was ridiculous. It made for a long video, so that was kind of good, I guess. Made for like that. Yesterday's video was like 2 hours long because we had nothing else to do but chat because I couldn't flow. I could not do my job. Okay, they say make a left over here. Okay. This person isn't in an apartment. It's a house. But it must be one of those gates where there's no code box or there's, it doesn't permit a code to get in. You have to have a clicker. And this person probably doesn't have the clicker. They're probably just a visitor living at that house and the owner's not there. And so they can't click me in. So, so that's probably the situation. And maybe someone will be coming out though, because it's 7:16 and it is rush hour time, and all these Anthem people are leaving to go to work. So there's a pretty good chance that someone will be coming out. I think the only thing that could be an issue would be if there's an in gate and an out gate. And if there's an in gate and out gate, then we can't get in because our gate won't open unless somebody else is going in. Yeah, I think I recall coming here. Yeah, and there is a gate. And there is no code that I have because it's a clicker. It's a clicker gate. Yep, and it's an in gate and an out gate. So you cannot go through. You cannot go through. Gosh darn it. What a waste of time. This person's only going to pay me that tiny bit of money. Good Lord. Good Lord. Maybe this is them here. Hey, is this them? Hi, Deja? Oh, okay. I'll bring it over to you. Oh, I gotcha. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Confirm, complete delivery. All right, gang. Time suck. Didn't suck up our time, so I'm very happy about that. Now we can just get out of here. Now we've made a total of, I think, $8 extra. And I don't think we're gonna accept any more $4 ones. That's gonna do her. Let's see, the next one that came up, it's another Starbucks. Okay, well, all right, I think that's it. Oh man, we got another one. We got another Starbucks, but this one's worth our time. This one's worth our time. It's like, how many Starbucks are they gonna give me today? Am I like the only driver up here? Is this gonna be my day? Non-stop Starbucks runs? Let me tell you how much. Did I tell you how much it was? Let me tell you. I'm sort of aghast right now because this doesn't normally happen. DoorDash, we're getting $8.75 for 3.5 miles. Let's head on over there and go pick it up. The lady's probably going to be in shock. She's going to be like, you're back again for another one? She probably thinks I'm just sitting in the parking lot waiting for these offers to come in. I'm like, girl, I want to get the heck out of here. I don't like being up in Anthem. I want to get back to my area, but I can't because I keep getting offers that are actually worth getting. So I'm stuck. I am stuck, lady. I'm stuck on Band-Aid and Band-Aid stuck on you. Or is it Band-Aid stuck on me? I am stuck on Band-Aid. Oh, it's stuck on me. Do you remember that jingle? I am stuck on Band-Aid and Band-Aid stuck on me. I am stuck in Anthem and Anthem stuck on me. Can't believe this is like Starbucks number 3. All right, well, that was quick too. They're real fast at this one today for some reason. Usually it's packed up here because it's the only, well, it used to be the only Starbucks in the area, but they opened up recently another one nearby, so that must be why the traffic is not as intense as it used to be. So that is good news. We're going to go 2.5 miles from here, 6 minutes away. It's a house and it's a, or is it a house? It's a leave at the door. It's a house and it's a leave at the door. All right, let's go. When I handed that person the Starbucks order, you know, the one that met us at the gate, I forgot that my window was open. And so when I got back into the car to tell you guys what a relief it was that she met us at the gate, my passenger window was still down so she could hear me talking to you guys. And I think she thought I was still talking to her, even though I got back in the car. Or maybe she was wondering, like, is he talking to me? Now that, because it just dawned on me that she was pausing for a second and looking at me. And then I was trying to figure out, I wonder why she's pausing. And it just dawned on me, I was like, oh, my window was down the whole time. And she can hear me saying to you guys, what a relief that she met me at the gate. And she's like, why is he talking to him about me at this gate? telling somebody my business. Oh dear. That's what happens in this thing, because you know I'm talking all the time, so I can't, and I try to make sure like I don't say really much unless I'm by myself and the camera, because you know I'm an introverted person, so I don't really want to talk with people. I just want to do my video recording and do my YouTube, and that's really when I talk. You can tell like when I go out, I'm just very polite. I just kind of just say whatever I want to say just to get it done. You know, and be polite and courteous and helpful when I'm out, but not have like normal conversation like I'm having with you guys, because this is a whole different, it's a whole different thing. So when the window was down, she probably thought maybe I was cuckoo or something. It's like maybe he talks to himself and he's having the conversation. Or maybe they thought maybe I'm on the phone with a friend or something, and I'm telling them all of my business. So, but at any rate, it's going to be in a guard gated community. I got to get my ID out. Oh, No wonder they're paying so much. They're in this $1 million community. See, sometimes in the rich houses they pay decent. Uh-oh. Where's my ID? Every time. Because my ID moves around. It never ends up in the same spot twice. There it is. I see it. Alright. I have one of those real thin wallets where everything gets stuffed together. Hello. And it's DoorDash.
That's your ID.
Okay.
Done.
Yep. Thank you too. Take care. All right, we're in. We're in. Oh. Let's see if I turn here. No, not this one. All right, next one. Why do I turn into this rich neighborhood? Oh, it's a rich neighborhood. I gotta turn it around. I wonder, every time I pull up to the guard tower, I wonder if they look at my microphone and think it's like a black flower that I'm wearing on my my lapel on my shirt. I'm so funny. The things that my mind thinks about. I'm like, you know, because you can see it on the video. It's a big fluffy thing. I mean, maybe some people realize it's a microphone. I wouldn't, because it looks weird. It looks like a fluffy toy or fluffy decoration that's on my seatbelt, my shoulder harness. And so I was just thinking, he must wonder what that is. He's like, is he wearing a flower, a black flower? Is he in mourning? Is he going to a funeral? All right, let's see. It's gonna be on the right here. I think it's this house. I think it's this one. Yeah, I've been to this house. All right, let's go drop it off. Oh, yeah. We did it. We got that done. That was easy. It's nice that the rich people actually come through for you. And they took care of me just fine, just mighty fine. So now we're, oh, I should turn on UberEats. And I did get cell phone service. Once I got out of the car, the cell phone service kicked in and we were good. So I don't know if we have service now. We're just lucky that that particular house, the position that it was at, there was a signal. But like right now, oh, I just came in. It's spotty here. It's very spotty because we're so high up. We're so high up in the middle of nowhere right now. That's why it's doing it. That's why we're getting this terrible, terrible phone service. Come on, guy, go ahead and make your turn. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Thank you. Oh, there's a line to get out. A line of cars. Whew. Well, now maybe we'll be able to get out of here. Are we going to be here all day? I mean, it's 7:34, so we've been going for 90 minutes. So you can do your math now, I guess. You can do 1.5. Whatever we made divided by 1.5, and that's our hourly rate. I think we're doing good. Just based on a feeling I got. I got a feeling that we're doing good. And but we're gonna lose all those benefits because at some point we got to get out of here, and it takes 15 to 20 minutes. Well, no, it takes about 15 minutes to get out of here as far as the drive goes, because how far we are from our normal spot that we're at to get our regular work. So, but I guess if more work comes in over here, then we'll just take it, I guess. I mean, that's the sensible thing to do, is not to deny anything that's still money to miles and worth it. Even though we prefer to always be, I prefer to always stay in the zone for the most part, because up here there's a lot of factors that can mess you up. So mostly it's people with like gates that don't open and guards, and although we get that in our area, come to think of it, so probably it's all the same. I think it's just there's a limited number of different types of things that we can pick up from. We got a grocery store up here, we have a few restaurants, and then we have just a few coffee shops, and that's it. There's not that huge variety that we have down the hill. So I think that's why I'm never really hopeful when I come up here. Usually there isn't much to choose from as far as offers. The offers that come in are either bad or there's nothing at all. So this is a rare moment. A very rare moment. Oh, let me turn the camera around. In my latest video, Feast to Famine, I added a Toyota Prius, a picture of my car, in the thumbnail. And now it's like, well, that makes sense, because people will now be able to make the connection that it's a delivery driver. Because right before, it was just me and a cool background and a couple of delivery bags. So adding the car to the mix, I think, is a plus, because now it shows that I'm definitely driving. So, I've got to get back home. Oh, the doggy. I just got a message from a family member saying, basically, where are you? We need to feed the dogs and give them the antibiotics. Oops. And I'm far from home. Oh, no. All right, well, I'm going to head back home. Let me message them back. All right, well, I turned off the delivery apps as I make my way back home, but it's going to be at least 15 minutes until I can get back to the house, because I'm so far away, and I totally forgot about the dog. I forgot. See what happens? I'm doing so many different things, I forget. But the dog's antibiotics are today, then Saturday, and so three more days, or 2 more days to go, if you don't count today, and I'll be done giving the dog the antibiotics, and I won't have to worry about it. That really throws my schedule out of whack, and it only takes me a second, but I'm the only one that can do it, because everybody else is too squeamish to do it. And it's not like it's hard. It's just people, some people are very squeamish about certain things, like picking up, dog messes, like if they have an accident, or, the cat, litter boxes, when the litter boxes are filthy and gross. Some people can't handle that kind of stuff. It's just too gross. That doesn't bother me. I'm like, whatever. That's kind of stuff doesn't bother me. I don't know why. People, when it comes to people, that bothers me. Like the smell of people, that bothers me. But animals, no. I wonder why it's different. It must have something to do with growing up or something. I can't. Maybe it's because I always, in my mind, I'm a very independent person. So in my mind, humans need to be independent, and I shouldn't have to deal with people. They should be independent, because they're like me in my mind. And animals need help, because animals, they're domesticated, so they need help. They're not wild. Now, wild animals I don't have to take care of, but animals that are my pets, they're like babies. So you gotta take care of them, because they're helpless. So I don't know. I think that I don't know why. I can't explain it, but it doesn't bother me to have to clean up messes or animal related stuff. Maybe in my genetics, I come from a long line of people coming from farming communities, and it's just innately in me to be able to manage that type of thing. So I don't know. Maybe that's it, or it's just my personality, just the type of person that I am. Well, we got a long ways to go, people, and I don't have much to say. So I'll be back a little bit later, I guess, when we get the next assignment. I have a story I can tell you. I was trying to think, maybe there's a story I can tell you. And this happened to me when I was in my 30s. So I got invited to go to have a fancy dinner in the evening, like a steak and lobster dinner, and also go to a concert to see Tina Turner perform at, I think it was at the Staples Center and in LA. And I was like, wow, that's great, I'll go. And everything was going to be paid for. It was like all free. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. But it was at night, and I'm not an night person, I'm a morning person. So there I was having a steak and lobster dinner like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like already sleepy. I want to just go to bed. And so I had eaten a lot because it was good. So I ate a lot, and then we went to the concert, and I was sleepy. And then Tina Turner was performing the show, and we had really close seats where you could actually, you know, she could make eye contact with us because we were so close to the stage, right? And so right in the middle of one of her big hits, and I think it was Proud Mary, I think it was one of her biggest hits, she was performing, and she looked right at me when she was performing and singing the song, and I let out a huge yawn. I went, ooh! And the expression on her face when I did it, I was so embarrassed because, you know, she's a big star, and here I am yawning during her performance. And it wasn't that her performance was boring. I was just so tired and so full from the heavy meal. Oh man, that was embarrassing. And it's really, you know, it's embarrassing because, you know, it's a big star, and you're like, you've always wanted to see this person, but now they'll forever probably think about you as that one concert goer who made them feel bad because they thought their concert was boring. Oh no. All right, well, that was it. All right, well, the family member at home said, let's give the medication later because they have to go run an errand. So it looks like they're not going to be there when I get back. So I just turned the app back on, and it's no big loss. We're now back closer to the zone. $2.55 Uber Eats, 3.7 miles. No. Yeah, we're back close to the zone. So it's where I wanted to be anyway. So there's no foul, no harm, no foul. $4.37, 3.3 miles. No. Now this app probably thinks I'm taking $4 offers, so it's going to keep sending me a bunch of them. I ain't taking them. I'm done. There's no more $4 offers today. I met my quota. I did 2 $4 offers today, and that's it. You're not going to, even if it's 0 miles, I'm not taking a $4 offer. Even if I'm literally right there at the store, and the person's right there, standing there in the parking lot, right, waiting for me to hand it off to them. Uber Eats, $7.04, 9.9 miles. No. Yep. Not doing it. Nope. Looks like I might end up back home anyway. Now that I'm back in my zone, I might end up right back where we started, right back where it began. I don't know. We'll just see. I mean, it could have quieted down. Bad Owl Coffee. Uh-oh, we got one. Bad Owl Coffee. I'm accepting it. Except, I'll tell you about it in a second. I got to make a U-turn. Let's see here. I arrived at the store because we're so close to Bad Owl. Let me tell you what we're getting for it. $7.50 for 3.5 miles. All right, let's get inside Bad Owl. Hi, picking up for Blanca. We're loaded up in the car, and we're going to be going 10 minutes, 3.2 miles. It's a house, and it's a leave at the door. Let's go. The app, for some reason, wanted to take me 1.5 miles out of my way. You got to really watch this navigation. It pulls fast ones all the time, where it tries to get you to go a longer distance because it may be 1 minute faster according to traffic. And it's like, I don't care how much faster it is. I want this app to take me the shortest distance. And I mean, not the shortest distance where it has to, by the number of feet, because I'm sure the navigation would go berserk if it did that. It would probably make me go all these crazy side streets and twists and turns. That's why they can't have you set it that way, where you say, take me the shortest distance, because it would make you do these crazy twists and turns just to save a few feet in travel. So you have to. It will give you different routes that are similar ETAs. So you have to really watch it. It's done that to me. It does that to me at least once or twice a week. It'll send me in a direction that's really, really a significant amount further than what it should be. So you gotta really watch this thing. It's tricky. It is not your friend. It just pretends to be. Seems like today's really busy, so I'm not gonna turn on the apps, early. Normally if it's slow, I'll turn the apps on less than a mile before I reach the drop-off. But it seems like it's just really busy right now, and I would like things to slow down because I've done quite a few deliveries already. And I don't want to get too tired. So sometimes I start to feel winded. I could always raise my rate. I do that sometimes. I'll double it. I'll say $2 for every mile. And that way I can filter out a lot of stuff. But I don't know. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to be doing that, I guess. There's a guy here with a scarf on. He's a regular. He drives a little Vespa, and he dresses real eccentric. And he's always singing and dancing when he's driving the Vespa. And he sings loud. You can hear him from really far away. I don't know if maybe he has a mental problem, or maybe he's just unemployed and he just has fun. He gets out on the road just to have fun, to get out of the house. That's probably what it is. I'm sure maybe he lives with his parents. His parents don't make him work. So I have relatives. I knew relatives like that when I was growing up, and they just had fun every day, and their parents would pay for everything. And that's not very good though, because once their parents passed away, they didn't know how to take care of themselves, and they ended up homeless, and then they passed away. So that's not a very healthy thing to do to your children. Don't spoil your children. Try to make sure they're independent. Nothing but bad things come from spoiling your children. Okay, we're off and rolling again. I'm trying to get the apps back online here. Something just came in. $6.61 for 9.2 miles. No. All right, now we're just gonna start making our way back towards the base. I may just raise my rate because I've been on the road too long. It's been 2 hours now, and I feel like having a break. I feel like this is too much. I feel like I've done too many deliveries and I want a break. Isn't it funny? It's not how much money I've made, because take a look how much money we made. It's been 2 hours. Divide by 2. But see how much money we made. Even if we're doing good money, or even whatever it is, my body's telling me like I've had enough. I've had enough with getting in and out of the car and picking stuff up and sticking it in the car. And I like to have those little in-between moments where it's quiet. Unless we're getting super money, you know what I mean? Unless we're getting like $15 orders, $20 orders, then I'll keep going. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good money. But these little piddly ones that we've been getting, these little $4 ones, they're a mixed blessing. They're a blessing and a curse, because they're a blessing in that it helps the car for the number of miles that we've driven, but they're a curse in that your hourly rate is going down, because they're never going, if you get too many of them, you're never going to get your $20 an hour. You're going to stay at a 12. There's another one, $4.62, 5.8 miles. No. Yeah, it affects your hourly rate. Like, you feel happy psychologically. $4.68, 9.3 miles. No. You feel psychologically $4.70, 9.4 miles. No. You feel psychologically happy about it. Like, ooh, I'm getting work. I'm keeping busy. but it's a illusion. You're not reaching your goal. You're making a very poor hourly rate. So that's why I do my minimum of $5, because if I can do $5 and the minimum, and if they're short distances, that usually comes out to at least about $15 an hour. But I usually, when you take $5 ones, they usually mix with bigger offers. Here comes a Walmart, $16.09 for 9 miles. I ain't doing Walmart. I ain't doing any Walmart, period. No Walmart Spark, no Uber Walmart, no Walmart, period. That Walmart has left a bad taste. $3 and a penny, 5.8 miles. No, that Walmart Spark has left a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't want anything to do with it. I just don't. I have I tried it that one time, and yeah, we made money, but I was really unhappy that I had to wait. Oh, now the family members saying that they're not gonna go anywhere until 9. Dear. So I really should have just headed home then. Let me tell them. Okay, I'm heading home. Oh my Lord. I would have headed home to begin with if I would have known that the way they sent that message, they were saying that they were going right now to run an errand. Oh yeah. All right. Well, we made some money, so it wasn't like it was a total waste of time. And it was good money to mile ratio. So I turned the apps off now. We're going to go give that dog her antibiotics because she needs to have them. At first I was thinking to myself, why are we delaying the antibiotics? We're going to go off schedule. And the next dose that the dog's going to get is going to be at around 4:30 p.m. today. So they're going to be too close together. And I know we're not going to be staying up, late and remembering to give the dog the antibiotics like 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night. That's not going to happen. All right, well, I'm almost there. I'm almost home. We got a comment from somebody. I don't recognize this person, so it's somebody new. I'll put it up on the screen right here next to me. It's from Rosewater08DS17. And she says, I love watching your videos. Please don't get bored uploading them. They are entertaining. And she put a smiley face. Oh, that's nice. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to just keep uploading them as long as I can. I mean, I don't see why I would stop uploading them. I guess the only thing that would stop me from uploading them is if I suddenly wasn't getting any money. I mean, as long as I'm getting some kind of money, I'll just keep doing it because, it's a revenue generating venture. So as long as the money is significant enough to keep doing it, there's no reason to stop it because it's not like I'm gonna go back to some full-time job. That's not gonna happen. I'm an old geezer. I'm going into retirement. I'm semi-retired. So that's not gonna happen unless something there's like a financial blow up, like let's say there's some apocalyptic event, like a earthquake destroys my house and I suddenly develop a terminal illness, or the stock market plunges, or there's a takeover of the government and leads to a collapse of civilization as we know it. But besides all those things, I should still be able to keep making these videos. So that's the plan anyway. So yeah, because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the outlet. I enjoy being able to express myself in the videos and tell you guys whatever the heck is going on here in Vegas. So yeah, so I think I'll just keep it going for sure. You don't have nothing to worry about in that regard. I mean, maybe my computer will break, but that's just a temporary setback, and I will return once I get that corrected. So no, I find these videos good for me because I don't really, in my regular life, I'm not a talker. I don't talk that much in my real life. It's only because I'm by myself. When I'm by myself, I'm totally relaxed because there's nobody to interrupt me. There's nobody to suddenly tell me to stop talking and to listen, because I'm by nature a listener. So that's why I'm so quiet. I tend to just listen to people and hear what they're saying and then, do my thing. So because doing my thing for this particular a hobby, this YouTube thing, it's about talking. So I'm like, well, there's nobody to interrupt me in this car. I'm here by myself. So it's time to talk. So then I just start talking. So, and then I find that, I've always known that I've had a good gift for storytelling and for talking, because when I was a teenager, we used to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I was the dungeon master. And I would have to talk a long time to tell those people about whatever environment we were in. I'd be like, okay, you're in a room and there's a box. And I'd be like, what do you want to do? And they would tell me, I'm like, okay, you open the box and there inside is a necklace, and the necklace is covered in spiders. They're like, oh, use my torch and burn the spiders. So that's what developed my storytelling skills, is Dungeons and Dragons. So all you parents out there that worry about your kids playing Dungeons and Dragons, don't worry. It's good for them. It helps them to build bonds with their friends, and also helps them with their speaking abilities and being able to tell stories. All right, well, that's it. I'm almost back home. I'm going to give the dog the antibiotics. Okay, so the doggy got the antibiotics. That's all done. And now I'm free and clear to continue on. We're off to Starbucks. We're going to be getting, what are we getting? $7 and 2.8 miles. And it's DoorDash. So let's head on over to Starbucks and pick it up. Well, it's 8:30 right now. So 9:30, 10:30. We have like 3 hours left in the shift, and I think we're like over $50 in earnings already. I might start raising my rate just to slow things down a little bit. Maybe. I'll see how I feel, but I don't know. I'm kind of tired. I'm not tired like I feel sick. I just think I'm tired because I was doing so many deliveries, and then when I found out about the dog, I think it raised my stress level, because I'm a very responsible person. So I like to be everywhere like on time, very punctual, I should say. And so the fact that I forgot about the dog and people were like wondering where I was at, I was like, that activated my stress. So I probably will feel better in a little bit. Maybe I just need to just mellow out for a little bit. All right, we're at Starbucks. Well, we have the Starbucks in the car. 3 minutes, 1.4 miles, going to a house. All right, let's get going. Launch this car and let's roll. It was crowded in that Starbucks today. And there was a lot of ladies, and the ladies, when they all get together, not like with their family, but with their friends, they get real loud. So there was a lot of loud laughter going on in there. And it hurts the eardrums when you're walking right by. It's like you don't have to laugh that loud. They can hear you. Especially not when I'm walking right by and yelling right in my ear. I sure wouldn't like to have to deal with working in some nightclub somewhere. That would be horrific. All that loud music and those loud people screaming. Oh, thank you. I like it nice and quiet. I like a nice, peaceful environment. Low stress and no racket. I like it very zen. I'm a very zen person. Yeah, and these videos, you have to talk for the most part of the videos, because if you don't, there's very little going on, because it's just me sitting here in the car. And then people like to hear the stories and all that stuff. I was trying to think of a way to make it where it's more of a non-speaking Zen experience to be in the car, but there really is no way to do that without losing an audience that enjoys the talking, because it's like a talk show. So you can't have a talk show without talking. It's kind of a requirement, don't you think? But that's fun. That's just how my brain is. It's like whatever I'm doing, my mind wants to wander and think about doing something different. So because I talk so much in the videos, and it's probably the most important part of the video is the talking, my mind still thinks, well, maybe do something else, maybe not talk, maybe I should do like a musical episode. I can be like, here we are, we're at the intersection, we're waiting for the light to change. And it could be a musical version of Vegas Ride Along. It'll be Vegas Ride Along the musical, and we can make up songs. But that could annoy some people, because then you got a demographic of people who only want to hear the conversations. They don't want to hear singing going on throughout the 2 hours. Can you imagine if I had to sing everything that was going on rather than talking for 2 hours? How annoying that would be. I'm sure that the viewer count on the episode would be the lowest of all my videos, and it would actually be the first time I'd get like more thumbs down than any other video that I have. I don't know if I've ever gotten any thumbs down on my videos. Now, don't put a thumbs down. I don't know if that hurts my videos or not. Don't put a thumbs down. But yeah, I don't know. My mind is always thinking about different ideas. So yeah, so sometimes I think, oh, just do a video where it's quiet, but that's not going to work. Stick with your formula. It's like, stick with your formula. Keep that going. That's probably the best thing to do. All right, well, we're about to turn into the community. Turning into the community here. This is a very average looking community. We got real wide streets here. Look how wide these streets are. This must be one of the communities that they first built back in the day for this area. Because look how much land they used. How much space. Like they had so much space to work with back in the day that they made this street really wide, because they had the property to do it. All right, it's going to be coming up here on the left. This place looks like it was probably built in the late 90s, early 2000s. Let's see, I think it's going to be this yellow house here on the left. No, it's not that one. It's a single story. Yeah, it's a single story right here. Let me turn around.
Leave at my door.
All right, we are here. Let's drop it. Whoops, almost left the car in drive. Hello. Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Oh, awesome. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We can all celebrate. This is going to be the title of the video. The title of the next video is going to be $20 tip. Oh, she was nice, huh? Yeah, that worked out really nice. All right, well, I'll let you know when the next one comes in. This is great. Okay, the next one's going to be, oops. All right, the next one's going to be a DoorDash. And we're going to be heading off to Vaughn's to shop for 33 items. We're going to get $26.79. So, boy, it's busy today. We're getting all kinds of good stuff. All right, let's head on over to Vaughn's. I guess because it's the end of the month, people must have got money coming in, you know, like Social Security money, pension money, just whatever pays out every month. And this is the last business day of the month. In fact, it is the last day of the month. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe people have just come into money. And so it's a coalescence, because it is also Friday and end of the week, and so most people get their paychecks on a Friday, and maybe that's what's causing people to spend. I don't know, but it's busy, super busy. You saw that lady; she handed us $20, and we didn't do a darn thing to deserve $20, so we just took it. We're just like, okay. I was just kind of like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm glad you're tipping, but I don't really understand why. I don't know why you're tipping me, but I appreciate it. Because they already tipped me in the app. That's why I took the offer. But maybe you know what's going to happen? I bet you they're not going to tip in the app. Oh, no, because wait a minute. It was a DoorDash, so they have to do that tip. They can't take it away. So they double tipped. They tipped in the app. And they tipped me and they tipped me $20. That was very generous, especially with it only being a mile, less than 2 miles. She was less than 2 miles from the Starbucks, so that was really a generous tip on every metric. The only thing I can think is that maybe she feels like the people that do this job are in dire straits, and so they need the money, and then she had the money. She wanted to do something nice for somebody. You know, that's all I can think. Or something fortunate happened in her life. Like maybe she found out, like, we can do all kinds of things. You can imagine maybe some medical problem was diagnosed with her family, a close family member, and then by a miracle, the family member was healed and they don't have that medical problem. So there's so many different situations that could occur. Maybe she found out that she's finally going to have a grandchild, that she's always wanted a grandchild, and she got the news today that the child was born. There could be any number of reasons why people could be generous and give you the tip. And all of them are out of your control. So you just enjoy it. You're just like, okay, well, it makes me happy. I'm glad that somebody, because it's not the norm, obviously. We all know it ain't the norm to get a $20 tip. It ain't the norm at all. Even when I drove people around, I would get $20 tips, but it would be very rare. So you always remember the people. You always remember the moments when you get larger than normal tips, and you can't get spoiled by them because they don't happen that often. They're in that category of unicorn moments, and so you just enjoy them for what they are, and then you let the unicorn go. You go, I'm not going to see another unicorn again for a while because they're rare. You're just going to see a lot more donkeys. Expect to see a lot more jackasses in this job. And when you see a beautiful unicorn, just be happy you saw one and you experienced it. All right, we're almost there. Time to pull up the shopping list. I just want to make sure I drive safely and don't end up, in a bad situation. You're about to shop for them, and if they need anything, to let them know. So I pressed it, and let's look for water. I'm not even going to tell you what I'm shopping for. I'm just looking for water. There's nothing. It's a light shopping list. I don't see anything in here that would cause me to tear up. All right, let's go. All right, well, we got everything except for a case of Pellegrino water, and they didn't have it. And then I sent them a substitute option, but they never responded. So that was the end of that. Looks like we're going to be going 2.5 miles from here, 7-minute drive. It looks like it's a house or a townhouse based on the address. Leave at my door. Please drop off on bench by front door. All right, let's go. I got to use the scan and go feature. It looks like all the Vons have the scan and go feature where you scan the barcode on your phone and it pays for the merchandise without having to use the red card. And it was so much stuff, I was going to use the regular check stand, but the lady was gone. I guess she had to use the bathroom or something. And there was one guy just standing there, just waiting. He's like, she'll be right back. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, I'm out of here. So I went to the self checkout and scanned it myself. And of course, it took a long time, but it was worth it because I don't think the lady ever came back. I think she must have bumped into somebody and was chit-chatting. So it was fine. I scanned it all myself and I took my time doing it. Those bottles are heavy. The Pellegrino bottles, they're made out of glass and they're really big. And they bought 6 of those. So all the items that they bought were very heavy. This was a very heavy load. So I'm glad there were no cases of water because the items alone were heavy. They bought, those packages of meat, ground beef. They bought 4 packs, and they're the biggest packs you can buy at the store. So those are really heavy. And then what was the other one? Oh, then they bought those 2 big bottles of some kind of laundry detergent disinfectant or something like that. So I got those, but it seems like every item they got was extremely heavy. The lightest thing I think I put in that cart was the baby spinach. Every single one of them was heavy. So that tells me that I'm gonna have to make multiple trips, obviously, to drop this stuff off. So no biggie, I'll get it done. It's 9:44 a.m. currently. We still got some time left in the shift, so I'm just really surprised how much money we're making today. We're really hitting the mother load today. And, I'm happy about it, I guess. I'm not unhappy about it. Maybe I'm just so used to it being slow. I was getting spoiled. I was enjoying just being at home, just hanging out. So, and plus it's Friday, so I guess that's also in my mind. Like, it's Friday, I just want to relax. But no rest for the weary. It looks like it actually is a house in a guard-gated community. So we've got to get through the guard. At least the good news is that we know it's a house and we know that it's going to have a huge driveway. So there should be a lot of room for us to roll a cart. Although I always get nervous rolling the cart when I have a lot of glass bottles on the cart. So maybe I'll hand carry those first. So that way I don't have any oopsies. Oops, I just shattered glass all over your driveway. We don't want that to happen. That would be an unforgettable experience in a bad way. All right, we're in the community. They said I wasn't on the list, and yet they let me go through. Oh, I can't see a darn thing. Oof, what happened here? They're unloading the gravel. Ooh, goodness. Something's happening. Ooh. My gosh. That was a disaster. I don't know if I caught that on video. That gravel was making a cloud of dust. And then, of course, it was blocking my turn. All right, we're already here. That was fast. We didn't have to go far. They must be the not so wealthy ones. Let's see. There it is. I see it. All right. And I got a clear path. All right, let's do it. Okie dokie. That was heavy, but it wasn't a long journey to get there, so that was a relief. Now we just got to get past this gravel truck unloading all this gravel. Wow. They really dumped a load. That is a load of gravel for sure. Now we gotta safely make our turn. These people drive real aggressive here. This is like this is supposed to be like an expensive community, but they don't behave like it. They behave like it's just a racetrack in the way they drive here. I think it's an older community. It's been around a long time. I think since the 90s, I think. So it's not it's kind of gone south over the years. It's lost its luster. It actually, for a while during the recession, they actually stopped watering the golf course in there, and it all turned brown and filthy. And they were saying that because the watering situation was so bad, and the golf course was like funded by a separate company, and actually I think the company went bankrupt, and so they were going to actually tear out the grounds for the golf course, and the people were just so upset in there because they thought, wow, we're gonna lose that amenity and the beauty of it. And so there was a lot of stress in that neighborhood about the drought and what was going to happen, plus the financial bankruptcy thing. So they were really stressed. That was in the news, that something was going to happen. They were going to lose their property values. And luckily everything turned around. They dodged a bullet. That whole community dodged a bullet big time. So, all right, make sure I have UberEats on. Let's see, is my UberEats even on? I don't think it's even, no, my UberEats isn't even on. I'm just gabbing away with you guys, and we're not making no money. And we have no internet, it's just spinning. So I guess it's okay that I didn't press it. There it goes. I'm like, otherwise we wouldn't have got nothing anyway, so it didn't matter. I feel like we made a gobs of money. Is it? Look below. Look at the total. I feel like we've made gobs of money today. It's been 4 hours. It's 9:56. We've been working about 4 hours. I would actually say 3.5 hours, because I was at home giving the dog the medication, and I had a cheese stick and some peaches, and I chit-chatted with the family. So it's actually only been 3.5 hours. So I think our hourly rate is really high today, which is nice. This is all about the curve. This is the part where I always tell people everything's on a curve. So it always averages out to $20 an hour. It's for me anyway. I don't know other tactics that people use. Maybe when you are a top dasher and you put in all those long, grueling hours, maybe your hourly rate is much higher. You definitely, of course, make more money in general. Like your totals at the end of the day are higher because you're working longer hours. So of course you're going to be making more money than anything I'd be making. You might be making $200, maybe you're making $300 a day. But you sure would have to be working long hours to get that money. And there's only 24 hours in the day. So when you go to bed, when you lay your head on that pillow after all those hours, you got to wake up and do it again. When my day ends at 11:30, I go home and have a little lunch and relax, and I go to bed at around 7:30. No, I go to bed around 8:30 or 9 now. And I just had all those hours to just relax at home. So I appreciate my relaxation time much more than any amount of money they're gonna throw my way. Especially because I know, I mean, it's, to some people it's a lot, but you know, for me it's not a lot. For me, this job is just extra. It's extra money, supplemental income. It's a means to get just a little extra money and put it aside for retirement, for when I'm finally retired. Not necessarily for anything else, really. And retirement for me is around the corner. I should be retired probably at 60, I think. So 5 years from now. 5 years from now, I'll probably be retired. But I'll probably still be doing this because I like it. It's like going, like, you know, some guys that like to go golfing or fishing. This is my golfing or fishing because it gets me out of the house. I get the activity. It gives me some exercise, and it earns me a little money. And all the other people that have their hobbies, well, guess what they're doing? They're spending all their money. They ain't making not a dime with what they're doing. So they may actually find their hobby of golfing and fishing and hiking. They may find that to be very relaxing, but that ain't making them no money. And this I find to be relaxing. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, I get upset about things, but you would get upset about things when a bear is chasing you in the woods and you're going hiking, or when you're going golfing and you can't swing the golf club right, and you're not meeting your whatever it is for golf. You know, you have to do so many strokes or whatever it is. Your golfing average, I don't know what they call it. So any type of activity, no matter what you do, you're going to get ticked off about something. But when I get ticked off for this, they pay UberEats $7.01, 14.6 miles. No. So yeah, I get the bonus of getting paid to do this, but I do it at my leisure. It's really the perfect dynamic. It's the perfect situation for somebody like me. Anybody, if this was a job where I had a boss and coworkers, I wouldn't do it. Even if it paid double, I wouldn't do it. Because when you do something like that, it requires a commitment. And look at this job. I do it every day, 7 days a week. And even though that is excessive, like it's more than what I would do at a regular job, because a regular job would be 5 days a week. This job has no commitment to it. So if I decide at some point, like, oh, I just not feeling it today, I don't have to worry about losing the job or somebody being upset that I'm not there. I don't have to worry about that. There's not that added stress. When you have a regular job, you have that stress of people giving you the stink eye. You know what I'm saying? When you walk into that office because you were sick for the last 3 or 4 days, and you walk in and all the coworkers give you that look like, you weren't sick. You just wanted a day off, and I had to take care of all your work while you were gone. There's none of that stuff. And that makes it, that's what makes it all the more worthwhile in doing, because it's just me in the car, and the money just trickles in. Little coins are just falling, like clink, clink. And that's an ideal situation for me. You know, not the ideal situation if you're young. Now, if you're young, you got to go in. You've got to deal with all that stuff. Because I dealt with it too. I dealt with that for over 25 years. So I did it. So I know it's painful. And it's boring as all hell. And the people, you just want to roll your eyes until you're spinning in your grave. But you got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to make that money so that you can have a nice retirement. So you can look back and take a deep breath and be like, it is done. And if you don't do it, why, you're going to be at Walmart. You're going to be just working until you're like the Crypt Keeper, and you'll be just toiling away to your last breath. All right, we are going to Walgreens. We're going to be getting $11.50 for 2.9 miles, and we're shopping for 6 items. Let's get on over to Walgreens. Well, we're almost there. 2 minutes, 0.7 miles. I don't know why I'm lagging now. Now I feel kind of like I'm just sort of like phoning it in now. I thought I would perk up some more. I had a snack. I had some peaches to try to, give myself a little natural sugar to boost myself back up. Maybe I didn't sleep very well. I did wake up early again today to work on those charts that you guys saw earlier in the day. I don't know why I got that idea to show like financial stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, you won't believe what I just did. I was in the middle of talking to you guys, and I noticed that my microphone cord was tangled. So while I was talking to you guys, without thinking, I took my microphone off and I started to untangle it. But I was thinking, but then as I'm telling you guys stuff, my mind realized, oh shoot, they probably can barely hear what I'm saying as I'm untangling my microphone cord. That's how tired I am. I guess I'm not on my game today. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just going through the motions, I think, with what I'm doing. But yeah, so I got up super early, and then I was working on those charts. And I don't know, whenever something gets in my brain, I just start doing it. And so that got into my brain. And I think because I wanted to add other things that of interest into the things to talk about. And I know that graphics do help to make the video interesting. And I did get comments before that people were interested in hearing about financial things, because we all have to deal with financial stuff. So I thought, I'll put that in there as another thing to talk about, because we talk about all kinds of things. Oh, police cars going by. I can see nobody's getting over to the right, as usual. You know, in the olden days, when people heard a police siren, everybody would get over. Nobody gets over anymore. It was a very strange phenomenon. All right, I'm turning on the shopping list now. I hate that thing. But I always press just in case the person wants to communicate. It must open up a chat window in their on their phone or on their whatever device they're using, and so they can chat with me. Uh-oh, do you see the water? Do you see 2 cases of water? Uh-oh. Oh, you bastards. I said I was tired. I don't want to be dealing with no cases of water. Oh man, I'm gonna turn on my UberEats. I might give this job the heave ho. What else is in here? So a jug of juice. So it's all liquid. So that means all heavy. So let me see. Hold on. Let's check and see if this is going to an apartment. Let me see if we're going to an apartment. Oh, it's an apartment. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to edit that out. You guys can't see the address. Well, I'm turning on Uber Eats, gang. I'll see you in a little bit. This one's gonna be real special. This one's gonna be a real treat. We didn't get anything through Uber, so there was nothing we could do. Oh, now something came in. But it wasn't great. It was like a $6 and something. Life is so comical. Okay, so this person says it's an apartment, first of all. So you know we're effed already. So just deal with it, everybody. We're effed. Second of all, it's a handed to me, so we're double effed. And they said the gate code is, upon entering, make a left and continue down the path. Continue down the path like we're Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. We've got to follow the yellow brick road to this apartment until you reach the bottom of a hill. Until I reach the bottom of a hill, you'll end up in front of the building number, and that's where I'm located. Okay. So it's very possible. So it sounds like we're driving the path. We're not walking the path after we enter the code. So that's good news. So, and then it says that they're located in this building number. So it looks like it's not going to be too horrific. And it is highly probable that they are on the first floor based on the apartment number. So we have a chance at a happy ending to this situation. A slight chance. Just like, oh, this guy, man, he's walking so slow. Looks like he hurt himself. He hurt his ankle. He's walking really slow. It looks like he got oh, it shouldn't be me, but it looked like he got a hair transplant, because you could tell that the back of his head didn't have any hair, and the hair was just flopping. So it was either a hair piece or it was well, I don't show them to you, so it's okay. As long as I don't show you who I'm talking about, it's just like a story. I'm just telling you. So it can't be like offensive to the person if you don't know who it is, who I'm talking about. So it looked like he was wearing a hair piece. the way his hair was flopping around, but it was not, you know what I'm talking about. You know when people get hair transplants, how they take the hair from the back of their neck and they plop it on other parts of their head. And that's what it looked like that he had done, because no hair would grow on the part of his head, and then he had the hair long enough where it was flopping back and forth and patting the back of the part of the back of his neck that should grow hair, but isn't growing any hair. It isn't a very natural look. I would hardly call it aesthetically pleasing. Oh, I know where this is. This is the apartment building. This is going to be a breeze, everyone. We're fine. I know this. Now that I see it on the map. Well, wait a minute. Why is it not saying that street name? Now I've got a question mark, because the street name for this is Sunridge Heights Parkway, but I don't believe the apartment complex is named that. I thought it was named another street name. I could be wrong. I'd be much happier if they would put the name of their apartment complex. That would make me feel a lot better. Oh no, I know which one it is now. Oh no, not this one. Oh no. Oh, I think I have the gate code though. I think we're gonna be okay, folks. Wait, they gave me a gate code. Oh no, that's not a gate code what they just gave me. Oh, a bunch of people are going in. All right, let's do it. All right, the gate's open, everyone. We're in. Let's tailgate these MFers. Woo woo, toot toot, toot toot. Oh, this place is a real treat, let me tell you. This particular complex is a real treat. There's gonna be some I'm gonna have to scout. First is I'll scout. I'll head out and find where the apartment is first, and then I'll make my way back after I find it. Let me see what the building number is. Okay. You'll end up, upon entering, make a left and continue down the path till you reach the bottom of a hill. Somebody's backing out. There's a guy in a little golf cart, little worker, and he's taking his sweet time. Sweet time. He has absolutely no hurry whatsoever. Oh God. He probably thinks I'm a resident here. That's why he was doing that. He probably hates every resident that lives here. Oh, my shoulders are hurting. Maybe those bags were too heavy, the last ones that I carried in. They had 4 mini watermelons. It had 6 pounds of yams. They had a lot of heavy items. So maybe that's why my shoulders are hurting. But it's not severe. I'll be fine. Now continue down to the end of the path until you reach the bottom of the hill. You'll end up in front of my building. That's where I'm located. That's so fun. It's so redundant. You'll end up in front of building whatever. That's where I'm located. Of course that's where you're located. That's why you're saying where I'll end up. I'm almost at the bottom of the hill, folks. Almost at the bottom. Oh, there it is. I see the building number. Let's try to guess. Let's make an educated guess of where they're located in this building. I vote for going this way, because there's an opening and a bunch of stairs. So let me look for a place to park. And now I'm looking for a place to put my ramp. And there's no ramp. There's no handicap ramp. So now I'm gonna go scout. That's right. Okay. Head on over there. How you doing today? Good. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Well, it wasn't too bad. Everything worked out. You saw even the customer came out to meet me before I had even knocked and had to wait for him to come out because, it was handed to me. So it worked out. The directions he gave were excellent and no problemos. We have less than an hour left in the shift. It's currently 10:35. Take a look at the money that we've made and you can tell how much we're making per hour. Oh, I didn't tell you how many hours we're. Well, we started at 6. So 6, 7, that's 4.5 hours, but you got to minus a half. So 4 hours we've only been working. So we're doing excellent. We're doing excellent. We're making the high dollar mark. The average dollar mark is $20 an hour, and I know we're making more than $20 an hour. Especially if we got that $20 tip. That really was a boost. That was a bonus boost that really put us up. Without that $20, we probably would only be making $20 an hour without that nice lady's assistance. So you can see the job still averages $20 an hour. Even though it's busy today, we're still averaging $20 an hour. It was only the fortunate circumstance of the unicorn situation that bumped us up. $9.75 for 4.8 items, 4.8 miles, and we have to shop for 4 items. I don't know. Let's see. Well, I guess this will be probably the last one. So that's one plus. So I've accepted it. DoorDash is really busy today. They're really on their game. I accepted it. It was reasonable, I believe, so that's why I accepted it. All right, let's get over to Vons. So far, DoorDash has been the main contributor to our income today. I think we've only made about $4 on Uber Eats, so there hasn't been much going on with Uber Eats. I see here on the top of the app it says $4.47, and that's all we've made on Uber Eats. So I don't know what's going on, why the work has dried up. Maybe DoorDash booted a whole bunch of people off the platform for their low stats or something. Who knows? I never know why I'm getting more work. It's all a mystery. Because you can see in my stats, the only stat that they care about is the acceptance rate, and I've got the lowest acceptance rate in town. I reject stuff left and right. So the only thing I can think is that it just has to do with proximity, that I'm near, and I have a high completion rate that I'm known for delivering successfully. So that probably has something to do with it. They might have gotten rid of a lot of people who just have not, who they feel are just stealing stuff. They're not delivering. They're acting like they're delivering the item, and then they're pocketing it. They're like, nah, I'm gonna keep these groceries for myself. They go home with it. So that's all I can think. There's nothing else to really think about that could possibly be the reason. I mean, maybe a lot of people took the day off. Maybe there's just a lot of DoorDashers that took the day off because it's been so bad. Maybe because, you saw in the previous videos it's been so slow here. So maybe a lot of people just got depressed about it, which if I had to depend on this money, I'd be depressed too. I'd be like, I'm not going to make my rent this month, and I'd be depressed. It's time to go to the shopping list on that cheery note. Let's head over to the shopping list. That was a really depressing thing to say, and then say, let's move on to the shopping list. Oh, start recording. Skip the countdown. Start shopping. So, hello, and it sent them a message. It lets them know that I'm about to do their shopping, and maybe that helps to encourage them to spend money. We have to get some kind of decoration, a kind of perfectly protein vanilla chai tea bottle. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was a decoration, but it's actually a product. And at least I think it is, based on just the 2 seconds that I looked at. It doesn't look familiar to me at all. Pineapple, strawberries, and then some apples. It looks pretty simple except for that thing at the top. I've never seen that before. It doesn't look familiar to me at all. Is it lotion? I don't know what it is. Oh well. Oh, it's a drink. Oh, let's go. All right, I got everything, and we were so lucky. The chai tea bologna was right near the produce, right next to where the half naked juice, is that what it's called? Naked juice, half naked, where the naked juice was. So we lucked out. Everything was nearby, and no problems. The only thing initially was the organic strawberries. It was insisting on getting a specific brand of organic strawberries. So the customer had to approve the alternative brand of organic strawberries, which of course they're going to approve. All those organic strawberries are the same. Just the size that matters, as long as it was organic. So that was done, and yeah, and it wasn't a lot of stuff, so it was pretty easy. Now comes the hard part. We've got to go to an apartment to drop it off, and but luckily it's just a leave at the door. So we are fortunate in that regards. So 6 minutes, 2.4 miles. Let's get on over this apartment and drop it off. After I drop this one off, I'm gonna just head on home. So this will be the last one. It'll be after 11 o'clock, and that's close enough. I want to get home and have myself some lunch and relax for a little bit before I start editing the video. I'm sure I'm a workhorse. All right, so we'll be on our way, and we got just 5 more minutes to go, and I'm losing my momentum right now for some reason. I don't know why. Well, probably because I didn't get enough sleep. Let's see. Oh, it's clear. Let's go. Yeah. I think just because of lack of sleep, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I do too much. You think? You think I do too much? Put in the comments. Be like, yeah, you do too much. That's just my personality. Just can't help it. I was talking to a Japanese relative about my Japanese grandfather and grandmother. I was because I didn't know them. They were very old. They weren't alive when I was born. So I was trying to find out what were they like, and they said all they ever did was work. They said they worked in a Japanese nursery in California back in the early 1900s, before World War II. So like in the 1920s and the 1930s, and all they did was work. They said they worked, and they had babies. So they had 13 children. That's all they did. So that would explain my where I get that work drive from. That's an inherited trait. It's funny how the DNA will eventually, whatever behaviors you do can actually bond to the DNA of and you'll pass it on to your children, which I find to be interesting. It's like somehow it gets passed on. Now maybe they were always like that, maybe even in previous generations, so it really had nothing to do with them. It had to just do with the genetic trait. But somewhere along the line, I mean, it became, it becomes passed on generation after generation because that behavior is rewarded. That's possible. Maybe that behavior was rewarded and so encouraged, and so therefore it got passed on because those ancestors were able to be successful in coupling with other people and then passing on the genetics to me, which came along to me. I found out from my dentist that I have a rare condition of where my molars of my teeth don't have the traditional 2 roots. They have 3 roots. he's like, that's rare. He says it's a rare thing. It means that your genetics come from a long extinct a relative of humans called the Denovian. I think it's called the Desnovian or something like that. So yeah, so somewhere along my family history, instead of, like, some people have genetic history of being related to Neanderthals. So I have a genetic history related to Denovians, who are an extinct group of subset of human-like people, but they have no history of them. They don't know what they were like because there's no records. So far, archaeologists have only found fragments of them. They've not found anything to figure out how they live, what was their cultural behaviors. It's long lost. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, I wonder what kind of traits I inherited from these people who lived probably tens of thousands of years ago, probably maybe 30,000 years ago or 40,000 years ago. Because we're not talking millions of years ago, because humans haven't been on the earth that long. Although now I'm getting into dangerous conversation because of people and their different beliefs. But we will move on from that, and let's get this delivery done. We're coming up on the drop-off. Give me a code, and they didn't give me a building number. That's not very nice. They're just lucky they happen to live in a complex where the building numbers are very prominent, and I also have it mapped out. But I want to follow their PIN first because I'm so close to where they said they're located. So I want to give them every fair opportunity to be correct. But you know it's going to be wrong. You know it's going to be wrong. I'm ready. I'm ready to pull out my Google Maps because it says it's going to be here on the left. I highly doubt it. I eat my words. They were right. Here's their building.
They added the following information.
All right, let's figure out where it is and drop it off. All right, everybody, that is the end of the show. I hope you guys had a fantastic time watching me drive to all these places and say all kinds of random things that were occasionally funny, but mostly odd, I'm sure. I'm sure most of the things I said were quite odd. Oh gosh, I forgot to turn off DoorDash. $11, 7 miles. I'm ending my dash now. Dash ended. Mission complete. We are done. This goose is cooked. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good time watching. You can see above me there's the money, and below me are my stats for all the good stuff that I did on UberEats and DoorDash. And yeah, we made good money. You can see the hourly rate, you can see the mileage, you can see the miles per gallon. You can see all kinds of good stuff that tells you everything you need to know about my day today that would be relevant to the job. So yeah, so that's about it. So I wish you all well. I hope you guys you'll be seeing this, while all you people who are loyal watchers to the channel, you'll all be seeing this on the weekend. So I hope you all are going to have a good weekend. And I appreciate you all watching. And I hope to see you all again on the next one. Okay? Take care, everybody. Bye for now.